9th of April, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos, Pesach.
That's right. Thank you, Lou. As Lou mentioned, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here in Yerushalayim, care of Zoom. Currently getting ready for Pesach, Shana Tov Shin Pei Daled. So we'll be learning in the next few weeks Haggadah Shel Pesach, as you see on your screen, or you may have it in your email, or maybe you've been printed it out if you like. Have the Haggadah Shel Pesach. Now, I didn't check to vouch 100% that this is the nusach and halachas that we are usually accustomed to do. So be careful if you're going to rely on this, for actually doing the seder. This is just like a practice seder. And on the on the large print on the center to right part of the pages, you'll see the actual Haggadah. And then on the left side, there are various comments that I've included, things which will hopefully give us a little depth and more understanding to what we're learning and experiencing during the Haggadah. Okay, let's begin if you like. Who would like to read? You don't have to read everything for this. Listen, the first thing is his Kaddish, which is the Kiddush when we come home from davening. So we don't really have to read that, but just to look on.
Kadesh.
There you go. So if you notice the side note, take a look at the side note. That's relevant to beginning the Seder here. Go ahead. Who's going to read? Lou, Roy, Mayor?
I'll read. Lo Achali Orachim Bevei Kini Shta Ella Bebayis Bebeitim Be Misbah Derech Chirus. So I don't know what Ichli is.
Lo achli, they don't eat. The orachim. There used to be the Gemara. This is based on the ritual in the Gemara in Pesachim that discusses the age-old custom that you may have seen in certain shuls, that on Friday night in shuls, Shabbos night, they make kiddush in the Beit Knesset after Ma'ariv. Maybe you've seen and experienced that. That's an age-old custom that they would make kiddush after the davening, because they would have various orachim who would be passing through, and they didn't have their own houses, so they would eat and sleep in the Beit Knesset. So their part of the Ma'ariv ceremony would be to make kiddush for them at the end of Ma'ariv. But here, as the Ritva mentions, on Leil Seder, we make a special attempt that everyone comes to join us in our homes. And he says, Lo ochli orchim bebeit Knesset. The guests, people who are traveling through town, they don't eat in the Beit Knesset in shul as they normally would on a regular Shabbos. Ella bebatim paseba. They eat in the houses with people from the community with a saber. They do their reclining. Derech cheres, in order to emphasize the need for cheres, to show cheres, which is one of the basic themes of the night of Pesach, cheres, freedom. And we have to express our gratitude to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he made us free from our Egyptian taskmasters and the Egyptian servitude. And so we do that in order to do that even better. We try and express certain things throughout the whole Seder, which will be indications of cheres. That's in order to help us, arouse us to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu even more sincerely then if we wouldn't actually do anything particularly exhibiting Cheres. So that's what the Ritva is explaining over here. Okay. Let's see. Now we can go further to first comment. Okay, so let's see. Let's go. So it says Kaddish. Okay, then we have the Orchatz, right? We have Orchatz. We wash our hands, and then Karpos. Okay, and then we have Yachatz, breaking the matzah. Magi.
Are you reading this or just telling us from?
I'm just telling this, and then because we want to jump over here to Magi, where it starts with Magi.
Okay,
Go ahead, Lou.
all right, so, you want me to read on page 2, Savre? No, this is just the
No, go to page 4. Go to page 4.
page 4, okay. Magid. Okay. So I should read the comments?
You can read the Magid also. That's I mean, now you can read the Magid comment. Then we get to
Anya?
yes, that's right.
Okay, di achalu, av hasana be'ara de mitzrayim. So this is the bread of affliction that they ate our forefathers
Yes, that's true.
in the land of Egypt. Kol dichfin ye say v'yechol. All that are hungry, let them come and eat. Kol ditzrich ye say v'yivsak. What's ditzrich?
Well, anyone that needs is in need. Anyone who's in need, yeah, you say they should come.
They should come and join the holiday, Pesach.
The Yivsak and join in with the Pesach.
Hashta hacha l'shana haba ba'ar ya di Yisrael. Now we are here in the year to come in the land of Israel. Hashta Abde, now we are slaves. The Shana Haba B'nai Chorin. In the year to come, free people. Mesir ha-ke'ara me'al ha-shulchan. What is Mesir?
So this is instruction. At this point, after you've said that, then you must to remove hakaira me'ashokah. You remove the Seder plate from the table.
The Seder plate.
But let's see. At this point, we can see the footnotes. First thing is here. Shana haba are the Israel. Right, so you can look at those first.
I have a question first. So whenever one asks why to remove the Seder plate, the answer is always so the children will ask.
Right.
Is that the only reason? Is there any other additional reasons why we do these things?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, there are many things when, the Haggadah was apparently composed in general by the Anshi Knesset Gedolah, could even be before that. So, whatever they did was usually done with multiple reasons in mind. The main reason would be to have the children ask. But also, I mean, what, for example, the other reason is that really we can't, and the answer, which includes the answer to one of the, if children's are really paying attention and they're thinking, they should be asking, or somebody should ask, why are we taking this Seder plate away? And so what's the answer? What's the answer to that question? The answer is that we can't eat until we've fulfilled our obligation of Sipur Yitzias Mitzrayim, right? So it's not simply designed to have the children ask the question, but it's also practically speaking that we're not going to, don't think we're going to start eating it usually, because that's the whole point, that the children should begin to ask at this point, because normally if they're awake and aware children on the usual Shabbos, you make kiddush, then you wash your hands and you make a motzi, right? And here something different is happening. So that should lead them to the question of the Manishtana. Why is this night different, right? In one way, in one form or another. If they don't know to ask on their own, so therefore we have the standard questions as put out in the Mishnah, as that we'll get to soon in the Manishtana. But yeah, there are probably many reasons why we do. You know, there's in general, you can always or usually assume there's more than one reason why we're doing what we do.
So the Seder plate represents the meal?
Yeah, for sure. What is, if you take a look for a minute, take a minute and let's review what's on the Seder plate, right? You have the let's start from the most important things there. You have the Zroya, which represents the Korban Pesach. You have the egg, which represents the Korban Chagiga, right? You have the Moror, you have the Charosis, you have the salt water, you know, and also the matzahs are actually also included in the Seder plate as well. So that's basically your whole meal right there, right?
Right.
So the whole meal is going, you know, you just, wow, you know, you're looking at the meal and wow, it's gone. That's something to think about. Why actually that's happening.
Okay, so elu talmidim talmidav es Rebbe Eliezer ma yaseh adam v'yin tzal mach vilu shel
Mechevlo shel Mashiach.
mechevlo shel Mashiach yasok b'Torah uve'gemilaus chasadim. That these students
That's just that's Sha'alu, they asked. Sha'al from Shiloh. Shiloh, they asked the students.
asked.
Yes.
The students of Rabbi Eliezer asked, what does a man do? What is this yin tzal?
To be saved.
To be saved, machbilo shel Mashiach, from the machbilo chabal, from the destruction of Mashiach.
Well, Chevlo is like the birth pangs. The Chevli later. In the Chevlo, the Hevel the birth pains of the coming of Mashiach.
To immerse in the Torah and in kind deeds.
And Ugemilas Chasadim. Yasik B'Torah Ugemilas Chasadim. So this here at the very beginning of when we say, Kol Shrikin Yesei, Yifsak, right? When anyone who needs should come, we're expressing our desire to fulfill the mitzvah of Gemilas Chasadim.
Right. Okay, back to the text.
You could do the next comment. Amri B'Shu ben Levi.
Amar Rebbe Yeshua ben Levi. Rebbe Yeshua ben Levi said, She'ein lecha ben chorin ella mi she'osek b'Talmud Torah. The only free person is one who is involved in the study of Torah.
All right, so when we say L'shana haba b'nei chorim, we have to realize what is it? What are we hoping for? What are we expecting? So we're not expecting the bnei chorim that everybody free and happy as a lark. It's not what we have intended over here. We're intending that we should be able to be oisik in Torah. Okay, let's continue now. Manishtana.
Manishtana halayla hazeh mikol halelot. What is different about this day from all the other days? Shebechol halelos anu ochlim chametz umatzah. Halayla hazeh kulo matzah. That on all days we eat chametz and matzah. On this day, only matzah. Shebechol halilots anu ochlim sha'ar yirakos. Halayla hazeh maror. On all days, we eat different kinds of vegetables. On this day, maror. Shebechol halilos ein anu matbilin afilu pa'am echas halayla hazeh shtei pa'amim. On all other days, we don't dip even once. On this day, we dip twice. Shebechol halelos anu ochlin bein yoshvin ubein misubin. Halayla hazeh kulanu misubin. On other days, we eat.
Anu ochli here, we eat, right?
We eat sitting up or reclining. On this day, only all of us reclined. All right, the last two comments.
Yes.
Ein kol ha-gilios mis kavotsos ella bizachor mash nios.
That's bishus.
Beschus, in the merit. Uh, not all Hagilos. What's Hagilos?
Goes, all the exiles. All the exiles will not be redeemed and gathered from kibbutz, right? All the exiles will be gathered only in the merit of Mishnayos.
Ah. Leil Shimurim. Leil Shimurim. Who Lashem, who he Lila Halila Hazeh Halayla Hazeh Lashem Bo Nigal Uvo Atidin Lahagi Lahigal. The night of guarding, it is for Hashem, who, I mean, he, this night is for Hashem. Come and explain, and come continuously to be redeemed.
Well, we're not in the Egul, Uba Asidim, we go. They came and they were redeemed. Uba Asidim, and in that night, they'll be in the future redeemed as well. You should know that the Manishtan is actually a Mishnah. It's a Mishnah in the Gemara Pesachim. The very beginning of the Seder, we're reciting the Mishnah. And that's as the comment makes over here. That is the absolute zechus that the Jews will eventually be redeemed in the zechus of Mishnayos. And as to why Manishtana, why is this night different? So the basic absolute answer is this is Leil Shmurim. This is the night that Hashem was waiting to redeem Klal Yisrael. On this night we were redeemed, and on this night we will in the future be redeemed. Okay, let's go on. Avadim Hayinu.
Okay, let's see, 5. Vadim Hayinu, the Paro Mitzrayim. We were slaves to Paro in Egypt. Vayotzi Enu Hashem Elokeinu Misham. And the Lord our God took us out from there. Okay, comment?
Right, very good first comment there.
Sheyizkor Ha'adam. He remembered the man.
No, a person should remember.
Person should remember. Be'es Gidol Lasso Es Shifa Loso She Kavar Shekavar Haya Kiinyan Zachor Yitzias Mitzrayim. At the time of his redemption, no, his greatness, Gedulo so, his greatness, Shif lo so, I don't know.
Shifloso is his lowliness.
Lowliness. At the time of his greatness and his lowliness, Shekavar Haya Ki'inyan Zachor, that it's already the matter of remembrance, Litzias Mitzrayim, of the Exodus from Egypt. Okay.
What's the hum about?
I'm trying to figure that out. We were slaves and Hashem brought us out. It says at the time of our greatness and the time of our lowliness, we're already in the subject of remembering Mitzrayim.
No, a person Yizkar Adam Be'ez Kudloso Es Shifloso. A person should recall at the time of his greatness, his renown, his earlier lower state. Shikvar Haya, that was already in the past. Kenyan Zeichel Yitzias Mitzrayim. This is the point of Zeichel Yitzias Mitzrayim. Many mitzvahs that we have, or what we refer to as Zeichel Yitzias Mitzrayim. What's the point of remembering Yitzias Mitzrayim? The point of remembering Zeichel Yitzias Mitzrayim is that at the point when a person has a situation which is drastically different than what was in the past, he's now in a state of wealth and well-being, and so he at that point when he's at a high level of success, he shouldn't forget his earlier times when he was not so successful. That's the whole point of Zeichel Yitzias Mitzrayim. That's why we start here. We have to remember the initial stages, the initial statements that we're making at the very beginning of the Haggadah. We're not just doing this as an exercise. We're trying to remember this is the Chag of Pesach. Chag of Pesach, one of the most exemplary times of the Jewish calendar, holiday which is most beloved of all, perhaps. So at the very beginning of this, we shouldn't forget that we weren't like this. This is something we're privileged to have this holiday, this relationship with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, because we were taken out of Mitzrayim by Kadosh Baruch Hu, and we didn't have this relationship and have this holiday, this greatness, this renown, this honor, this privilege. Always, we were in a very low state at one point in our history, and we should remember that at the time of our godless, our greatness. Good. Okay. Let's see. Let's go on a little bit further, and then we'll take a break, and we'll do the halachas shortly after that.
Actually, I've got a note here about Avadim Hayinu and my talk, in that this is the actual start of a Haggadah, because the whole of which is in answer to the Manish Tana.
And so, how is it an answer to the Manish Tana?
The Avadim Hayinu is the answers the Manish Tana. Apparently says here. I've got here.
I know that's what it says, but what's the question? What's the answer?
the questions are the four questions. We're talking about the four questions here
Right,
that they get asked. The difference in all other nights and this night, and about what we eat, and dip, and sitting or reclining. Those are those four questions, and they're addressed in the following paragraphs. In the following paragraphs, starting off with Avadim Hayinu phrase, answers those questions. And this is where the Haggadah is actually begins. But previously, it's not actually answering any questions. It just tells us what we're doing, what to do.
right. So, for example, that's the question I'm asking. We say, for example, the first question, we say, we call this night, Hulo Matzah. Okay. So the answer to that question is, avoiding Mahinu Lepara B'Mitzrayim. Hashem Elokeinu Mishal. That's an answer to that question.
I think that's the beginning of the answer.
And where do you think the end of the answer is?
Where the end of the answer is, where it's where the paragraph finishes.
All right.
I'm looking at the English, and it says we were slaves to Para, and Hashem brought us forth, and had he not, had Hashem not done that, we would have still been slaves. And so it's incumbent on us to relate the Exodus from Egypt, and all who discourse at length upon the Exodus from Egypt are to be praised. And then it goes on to say, what does it go on to say? About the Rabbanim.
Okay, and that's it. That's the answer why we're eating matzah today, right?
Yeah, sorry, sorry, fine. Yeah, excuse me.
Okay, so I tell you, let's take a break here. Okay, Louis Kramer and Roy, and we'll start the halachas shortly.
Okay,
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to stop the meeting and then start it again in a few minutes. Okay?
you're gonna stop the whole meeting?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Very good. Thank you.